Good morning, you two. Hope you're all safe and well. This is your Monday's literacy lesson. We are on week 4. So let's have a look at our spellings. Okay, so remember to read the tricky word, write the tricky word, and put it into a sentence. So my turn, then your turn, okay? Paul, your turn. Write the tricky word, carefully copying the spelling. And my sentence would be, the girl is very poor. You have a go. If you have space underneath your learning objective for today's learning, then you can write it underneath, okay? Okay, pause the video here if you want to, and then it gives you a chance to write your sentence and you come back and look at your second word, okay? So your second word today is my turn, your turn, find, your turn, find. Remember to copy accurately. Okay, and my sentence would be, I will help you find your shoes. You have a go and think of a sentence and have a go at writing it. Okay, pause the video there if you need to and then carry on when you're ready. Okay, so for our grammar, we have looked at past tense. I want you to quickly turn to your grown-up in 30 seconds and just quickly tell them, what is the past tense? What does it actually mean? Okay, so the past tense tells us about something that has finished in the past. It's already happened, an action that's already happened. Okay, so let's have a look at my examples then today. I cooked dinner for my friend. So cooked is the past tense verb. Okay, so I have the main root word here, and I had the suffix ed. Now, do you remember suffix? We looked at these a couple of weeks ago, and a suffix is a group of letters that go at the end of a word, of a root word or a main word. So cook is the root word and ed is the suffix. So I cooked dinner for my friend. Okay, so let's have a look at my second example. I walked to the shops. So walked is the past tense, okay, and walk is the main word or the root word, and ed is the suffix. Now mostly when we're talking about the past tense, we add the suffix ed when we're talking about the past tense, but there are some verbs, irregular verbs as they are known as, they do not have ed, and hopefully we'll be looking at those shortly. So I've got some sentences over here, so I'll read them out to you. I listened to my favourite music. I walked up a big hill with my family. I played in the garden. So I want you to look at those sentences again, and I want you to just write the verbs, so the action words, okay, in those sentences in your book, okay? So I don't want you to write the full sentence, and you just want you to write just what the verbs are. Okay, so pause the video here and have a go, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, so I listened to my favourite music. Listened is the verb in this case, in this sentence. I walked up a big hill with my family. So walked is the verb. I played in the garden. So played is the verb. So listened, walked, played are the verbs. They're the action words. It shows when somebody is doing something. Okay, so last week we looked at our Bog Baby story. I'm going to give you 1 minute and I want you to retell the story of the Bog Baby to your grown-up. So what happens in the story? Go, pause the video and then come back. So your task today is that you're going to draw a story map for your own story. Now last week you drew your own pond creatures and you use expanded noun phrases to describe your creature. So you're going to use your creature today to create your own story. So instead of just writing the Bog Baby story, I want you to write your own story. We're just going to change the main character for your story. Okay, so here's my Waggle, so what a good one looks like. So this is my Bog Baby story map. And as you'll remember from year 1, when we drew story maps, and we did quite a bit of these, is that story maps usually include just pictures, okay? But sometimes you may also have keywords or key language in there to help you to retell the story. So as you can see, the story map follows in like a sort of windy down, like an S kind of pattern, and it goes down. So it starts at the top and goes all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to create your own story map. So instead of the bog baby, you're going to change it to whatever creature you have. So I had, for mine last week, I drew a dragonfly. So I'm going to call my story the Dragonfly Baby. Okay, so instead of drawing a bog baby, I would draw a dragonfly. But you draw whatever you have already described, okay? So this is my pond creature, so I had a dragonfly. So here's what I want you to do today. So red, orange, yellow and green group, you will have this sheet in your literacy book. Now, it is not stuck inside your literacy book, because there is a very good reason for that, as you will need your story map for next week as well, because as we are going to continue writing your stories, and it's a little bit tricky because you have 2 literacy books, one that you keep at home and one that comes back to school. So I want you to keep your story map for whilst you're writing your story at home, so keep those safe. Okay, you can bring them in for marking if you want to, and I will check those for you, but we will return those back to you so that you've got something to refer to when you're doing your story map. So I've got a section for character, so my character is the dragonfly, so I can write some I've written dragonfly just to help me so I know what my story is about. Then I've got the section for beginning, middle and end. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw your own story. Now, a little bit tricky for me to draw the story map on here. So as you'll remember, and if you need to, and even if you want to refer back to your bog baby story, you can do so. And I'll also put a video link on the blog so you can watch the story to help you how the story follows. So as you'll remember that there was 2 sisters in our bog baby story. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly draw it now. My drawings are not as good. It's a little bit tricky to draw with a pen, like so. Okay, but yours will be much better than mine. Okay, and one day they went to so I'm going to draw my arrow. They went to the Bluebell Woods, didn't they? And they saw a magic pond. Okay, so I might write pond. As a keyword, okay, if I wanted to, okay. Bit tricky for me to draw that. But there we are. So pond. And then I might draw another arrow, okay? And then I might draw my next bit, the story. What happened as they went to the pond? What did they see? What did they fish out? And then you can draw your story. And for mine, it would be a dragonfly. And then I would draw my dragonfly. Okay. Okay. I'm going to draw its wings. Now mine's looking a little bit silly because it's a little bit hard to control the pen here. Okay, so that can be my dragonfly, and then you carry on, okay? And then think about what happens in the middle of the story. Where do the girls take their bog baby? So where will you take your dragonfly? They put it into a jar, didn't they? They took it home, so you can draw a house if you wanted to, okay? Okay, and they eventually put it into a jar, didn't they? So you can draw your jar, and as it carries on, and then draw me what happens at the end of the story. So the girls feel a little bit sad, and can you remember why they were feeling sad? Because the bog baby was finding it a little bit tricky to survive or to adapt to the living conditions in Chrissy and her sister's house. So it was a little bit tricky for him because he liked to live in water, and that's where he needs to survive. Just like how we need a home to live in to survive. Okay. Some animals, creatures like to live in water, and they need that, and that's important for them. So I want you to draw all your story map for the beginning, the middle of the story, and the ending of the story. Then I want you to use your vocabulary. So these are in your learning pack. So look at your literacy learning pack. So your keywords are already in there. So remember to use those and write those here. Some interesting ways you can use those keywords, or you can come up with your own entirely, and that is fine. Okay. Blue group, however, are doing something a little bit different. You're going to retell the story, The Bog Baby. So I want you to listen to the story. So follow the link on the blog and listen to the Bog Baby story. And what I'd like you to do is to retell the story to your grown-up using some actions. And you can make anything up that you like, okay? But I want you to use the story language: long ago, one day, suddenly, unfortunately, in the end, okay? It's a little bit tricky because I can't see you doing your learning, but it'd be really nice if you could send me in a photo of you retelling your Bog Baby story, Blue group, and I like to put it on the blog. Okay, but everybody else is going to be drawing their story maps in your sheets. Once you have finished your story map, you can colour these in, but only if you have colouring pencils. Please do not colour them in felt tip pen, as it makes your work look really untidy and it smudges easily. So if you've got colouring pencils at home, you can use those to colour them in. If you do not have any colouring pencils, then just leave it blank as it is, but just draw your pictures, okay, and leave them drawn in pencil. That is fine. Okay, and that is the end of your literacy learning. So you've got learning to do in your literacy books, and hopefully I shall speak to you tomorrow. Bye.